We've got the updated Ford Bronco Sport.
With the Bigfoot edition. It's actually Sasquatch. What's the difference between a Bigfoot and a Sasquatch?
I think it's the same.
All right. That's what a Sasquatch sounds like.
Satisfying torque number.
I thought it would be more like, "Rrr." By the way, the difference between a Bigfoot and a Sasquatch, Ford has the rights to Sasquatch.
Not Bigfoot. We just assume.
We are just assuming. All right, so there are different engine options on this. What's under the hood of this one?
We've got the 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 180 horsepower, 200 pound-feet of torque, standard 4-wheel drive.
Now the more powerful option is the 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 250 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, standard advanced 4-wheel drive with that engine. But wouldn't it be funny if they had, with the Sasquatch package, that you get an air freshener that smells like a big wet dog?
I would rather not have that. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's get into what are the key standard features of Bronco Sport.
The base trim comes with a 12.3-inch digital driver display, 13.2-inch touchscreen with Sync 4, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, 6-speaker audio system, cloth bucket seats, heated front seats, 8-way power driver's seat, 4-way manual passenger seat, a manual liftgate, and Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus.
So they have made some updates for 2025. What are the changes?
Well, they've made some tweaks to the exterior and, of course, extra tech now with larger screens. And Sync 4 replaces Sync 3, which is nice. Of course, they've added the Sasquatch package. This off-road package is available on Outer Banks and Badlands trims with more off-road modes, a Haas 2.0 off-road suspension, steel bumpers and skid plates, all-terrain tires, an inch more ground clearance, and 2 rear recovery hooks.
Now, if you get the Badlands trim with this Sasquatch package, it adds Haas 3.0 off-road tuned suspension with the Bilstein rear dampers. Plus, they've also added more standard driver assist technology. So if you're not aware, Jeep a couple of years ago got rid of Cherokee, not Grand Cherokee, the regular Cherokee. And I think Ford saw a window and they went, we're going to jump in there and provide more off-road capability to Bronco Sport for those people that are maybe missing that from Jeep, right?
Yeah, now there is a 2026 Cherokee coming, and the rumors are that it could have a hybrid powertrain, but there's really not a lot of details on it, so we wait and see. In the meantime, Ford has got this capable Bronco Sport, and it's very cool. It's unique. I really like the visibility in here. I'm sitting up and over the dash. It's very, very well done. What I prefer is Haas 1.0, that off-road tuned suspension. I find that it just eats up the imperfections in the road better than what we've got on our test model, which is Haas 2.0.
Yes, they've gone for more sporty drive with the 2 and versus the 1. We like the 1. So Haas basically stands for their high-speed off-road suspension. And with the 1, it gives you a lot more travel over the bumps, and it really eats up imperfections in everyday use. This one's sportier. And Andrea and I noticed it right away. We're like, we like that Haas. What happened to it? Well, they've updated it. We like the other one better. You can hear a little bit of the all-terrain tires when we're driving at higher speeds. We've got all these GOAT modes. What are we going to put it in?
Well, you got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, a cup of car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
The number one thing you guys can do for us is subscribe. That's it. That's all we ask.
That's it, and it's free.
And it's free. Summer only, though.
So
okay, punch it.
It does get a little bit louder on the highway for sure, and then you've got those all-terrain tires. It could be slightly better insulated for sure, and then you've got this Haas 2.0 suspension. Now keep in mind, this Outer Banks model comes standard with 1.0. It's only if you get the Sasquatch package. So I think that is a great option if you want something more capable off-road.
You know what, Andrea and I like the Heritage one. We had one a couple of years ago. Oh, no, not to everyone's taste with the baby blue color, but we just enjoyed driving it. So try them all and see which one you like. If you really don't need this off-roady stuff, maybe give it a pass and get one that's more comfortable.
And you've got 5 standard terrain modes, but available 7. And then we talked about advanced 4-wheel drive is available, comes standard with 4-wheel drive. It's the Badlands trim that gets the 2-liter Ecoboost, and it's the only model that gets it. And then that one does come with Haas 2.0. If you get the Sasquatch, as we said off the top,
it goes from 2 to 3. So you know, when I picked this up, Andrea, I thought, that's cool as hell. Love the green with the white lettering, and it has a big bush bar on the front, which doesn't come with the Sasquatch package. But you know, if you live in Australia, what they call that, Andrea?
What do they call it?
They call it a rhubar, not rhubarb. That's different. It's for when you hit a kangaroo.
Look, in a sea of SUVs that are kind of all looking a little bit similar, Ford has come out with a great looking model. It's rugged. It has that cool factor to it. Gets 7.8 inches of ground clearance. With that Sasquatch package, you get an extra 1 inch. So great ground clearance, and I like that boxy design.
I like the way they've gone with the bright work. So yes, you've got the green, you've got the white lettering, especially with this particular color. But the elements at the back where they have the recovery hooks and around the trailer hitch and all that, they've gone with a brighter look. It's just really well done. You know, the domestic brands know how to style trucks. They do trucks particularly well, and this is a real trucky look.
The problem with this model is there are a ton of a la carte items and packages, so it really gets up there in price quickly. The Bronco Sport comes standard with LED headlamps and signature lighting, a body colored roof, flip up rear glass, active grille shutters, 17-inch wheels, available 18-inch wheels, and a tire repair kit. Available features include LED fog lamps and a full-size spare tire.
It's a pleasant surprise to get in a brand new vehicle and see that there's not one piece of shiny hard plastic on the inside. They've gone with earth tones, jewel tones to offset the green on the outside. This, even though it, you know, there's a lot of plastic, granted, looks great.
Yeah, you see that with the Maverick. I have to say, you know, Ford is coming out with some pretty good designs with their models, trying to make them a little bit different. I love this color. I like the Bronco here on the seats. They've put Bronco on the dash. Infotainment in here now. The screens are standard. A 13.2-inch touchscreen, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, and as I mentioned off the top, Sync 4, which I think is a nice addition. You've also got Sirius XM.
But you mentioned something about the cameras, right?
Yes, there is a split view, a 360 camera that's available with a split view and trail mode.
So last year we also drove the updated Explorer. We found the same thing. One of the most improved interiors we said last year was Explorer. So this is great. Like Ford, even though, yes, these are hard surfaces, the different combinations of colors and textures, it goes a long way. It's not that hard. It can be done.
And with each trim, for example, the Heritage model, it has a navy plaid interior, which is unique to that model. So they've really thought this through with interior design, and I like it a lot. I like the different textures. Storage isn't really huge in here. The center console is pretty good, but the door pockets aren't large. But overall, I think it's a good option for people who are looking for something different. There are some features that Bronco Sport is missing: ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and a power tailgate, but there is an available 6-way power passenger seat with a height adjustment.
Available features include a 10-speaker B&O sound system, driver's seat memory, a moonroof, a heated steering wheel, and as Andrea mentioned, that power passenger seat. We're going to talk about this more in Questions, Coffee, and Cars, the amount of space in here. And you get in the back seat, you notice right away that the legroom isn't great. The headroom is very good. The seats are comfortable, and it has an armrest. Once you're in here, it's actually not that bad.
The Bronco Sport offers 42.4 inches of front row legroom, and second row legroom is coming in at 36.9 inches.
Now, this is not available on any trim with a power liftgate, but when you lift it up, it's got a useful space underneath. This is killer to actually get a full-size spare tire.
Cargo space behind the second row is 32.5 cubic feet, and overall cargo space is 65.2 cubic feet.
Well, this is based on the Escape platform, but it's different. We're going to get into that and more.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
How much smaller is this than the Escape?
Well, the research department looked it all up.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Interestingly enough, this Bronco Sport is 7 inches less in length than the Escape. It's also not as wide, 3 inches less, but the wheelbase is very similar. It is 1.5 inches less than the Escape, so not a ton. You're going to find front row legroom to be pretty much the same. It's the rear seat legroom. It lacks 3 inches, actually over 3 inches compared to the Escape. Cargo space, about the same. If Ford cancels the Escape, might they move the hybrid powertrain to this vehicle, which shares its underpinnings?
Yeah, it's based on the same platform as Escape and also Maverick, which just got the all-wheel drive system in the hybrid. I would suspect it's coming. Jim Farley, the president and CEO of the Ford Motor Company, has stated that they want to have a hybrid in all of their trims by 2030. So I would suspect that, yes, a hybrid will come. They've seen the massive adoption and the spike in sales of Maverick. I think it'll come.
Oh, I would love to see it with an all-wheel drive option. It would just be fantastic.
Hey, all these people are getting questions in, Andrea. If I was a guy who wanted to get a question in, you know what I would do? I would go to Instagram and follow Motormouth_Andrea, and you also see what's going on behind the scenes. For my Instagram, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
Stunning. Love that color combo. Us too. The 4-cylinder sounds decent. How's the reliability? Yeah, I really like the 2-liter Ecoboost as well. Unfortunately, it's only the Badlands trim that gets it.
And the problem with the Badlands is the only song they play on the radio is Bruce Springsteen's Badlands, which I love, but it would get tiring after the 300th time.
Who doesn't like Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
That engine has been around a long time, by the way. And a lot of people don't know this. When the Evoque came out from Range Rover years ago, they used that Ford engine. Yeah. So it's been around a long time. And how's the reliability?
Yeah, well, for the Ford Bronco Sport in general, it's a real mix. JD Power gives it a great score of 88 out of 100. Consumer Reports an overall score of 71 out of 100, but reliability 45 out of 100. So not so great. And then Repair Pal gives it a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. That's not bad.
It seems to be a real mix. Now, some of you will also chime in, I'm sure. There's a 700,000 vehicle recall for the 1.5T powertrain.
That's this one.
Yep.
I just want to say one thing. People get so freaked out because it's such a massive number, 700,000 plus. That's also a function of how popular this is.
Yeah, and it's the Escape as well that it's affected. So for the Bronco Sport, it's 2021 to 2024 model years. And for the Escape, it's 2020 to 2022. So fuel injectors may crack, which then spills fuel into the cylinder head, which can drain onto hot surfaces, and they're worried about a potential fire.
How many people are affected in their estimation? What's the percentage?
They're saying like 0.3%, but it's got to be checked, which is the right thing, obviously, to do.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
I'm in Wisconsin. They have the 30-year-old outdoorsy white-collar woman audience on lock with these Broncos. Would love to see a demographic breakdown of target audience versus actual purchasers, as I figure it over-indexes highly on the female side. They feel quite popular.
Well, Andrea, of course, did some digging on the demographic breakdown, which might surprise this particular person in just a moment. But I think this Sasquatch package, they're really pushing to open this up to people from the Jeep brand especially that maybe felt a little abandoned. And they're like, come over to Ford. We'll sell you something that has, you know, a locking all-wheel drive system and a locking rear diff. Why not?
Why not? And it looks cool doing it all. So I thought that was interesting feedback as well. Obviously, those are the ones that you're seeing on the road, but it's actually evenly split. 51% female, 49% male. And also, do you know the Bronco Sport in 2022, the J.D. Power Appeal Study, it was named the best small SUV on the market. So it has become quite a popular choice. And speaking of Jeep, in March of 2021, 60% of people who were interested in this sport model switched brands for it.
Yeah. Probably Jeep. All right, so let's get into the vital stats of Bronco Sport.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. This includes freight, PDI, and fees. The Big Bend model starts at just under $41,000, and the top trim Badlands is just under $51,500. Prices tested just over 55,000 Canadian. That's MSRP. In the US, the base model starts at just under $31,000. And Badlands is just over $40,000.
Here's the fuel economy for the base 1.5 liter turbo. It's 9.3 liters per 100 kilometers city, 7.9 on the highway. That's 25 miles per gallon city, 30 on the highway. If you get the Badlands with the 2-liter Ecoboost, it's 11.2 liters per 100 kilometers city, 8.7 on the highway. 21 miles per gallon city, 27 on the highway. Most trims can tow 2,200 pounds. The Badlands, 2,700 pounds. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. So you like the idea of a small SUV that maybe has some off-road capability? Here's 4 to consider.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Mazda CX-50 with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, 187 horsepower, and a starting price of $40,000.
The Subaru Forester Wilderness 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, 182 horsepower, and a starting price of $44,000.
The current RAV4 Trail with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, 203 horsepower, and a starting price of $44,000.
The Jeep Compass Trailhawk with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 200 horsepower, and a starting price of $44,000.
So there are 4 trail-ready SUVs for you to consider.
Lightning round. 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I like the visibility this offers in the cabin.
Ford has got this style to perfection.
I think this is getting pretty pricey once you start adding those extra features.
Power liftgate for me, I'd like that, but it's basically a cool looking vehicle that you have to pay for.
Yes.
All right, so there it is. It's the Bronco Sport Sasquatch, which is the same as a Bigfoot, we think.
We think.
We haven't seen one.
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.